Do you like looking into the mirror? Do you like it?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, you must be like a beauty or a handsome guy.
No.
Because when I was little, I hate doing that. Because I was afraid of that. Because when I did, I would see a girl that I didn't like. Because in her eyes, there was only one thing, which is beautiful. No. That's disappointment. But now I'm 23. I'm not so afraid anymore because I've changed. But it's not as easy as it sounds. It actually took me years of efforts to achieve this. Here's my story. When I was little, I hate any kinds of outdoor activities, so I find a way to escape it, which was playing the piano. And I entered the top musical class in our region, and everything looked perfect. And relatives and my parents' friends always told me that, Ivy, you're so clever. Oh, Ivy, you're so smart. Oh, how can you play piano? Wow, sophisticated thing. And one man said to me that, Ivy, you have to be grateful to your parents because, you know, it cost a lot of money to study music. Well, however, the truth was I became less and less interested in playing the piano under such pressure. And in the musical class, we are trained to perform on the stage. But because I didn't play as well as my classmates did, so the stage became a scary prison for me. And I still remember the feeling of sitting in front of a nice, beautiful piano, whereas my hand trembled like an old man, and my heart beats like a hammer. And all of a sudden, I just couldn't remember my score. But I couldn't get off the stage before the timer rings the bell. So every minute feels like a million years. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. And finally, the bell rang. As I stood up, I can feel the contempt and disappointment from the judges and also from myself. And in a musical class, when you didn't perform well, nobody would say anything encouraging. Instead, the only thing you got is a bad grade. And at that time, when I looked in the mirror, I pointed to the girl in the mirror and said, "What are you doing? You disappointed your parents. You should be ashamed. And the worst thing is, you don't even have the courage to believe in yourself and make a change." That's right. The girl in the mirror was of course, myself. I really hate myself more than anybody did. And I really want to escape from myself. I really want to be just somebody else. But that's impossible because everyone has to face himself or herself. But how to gain the courage to love yourself genuinely? It had been a long time that I just couldn't find the answer. And here comes the day that I once again felt disappointed at myself. And I sat in a classroom just like this. And one of my classmates walked to me and gave me a card. When I opened it, "Happy birthday." I even forgot my birthday. And she also wrote, "Ivy, I miss the girl who has the biggest smile." And suddenly I realized something. I realized that I found the answer. In the past, all I could see in the mirror were my drawbacks. So I hated myself so much. But thanks to my friends, I found my merit. Although the merit is so small, but I cherish what I have. And it gives me strength to just move on. And little by little, I realized that there are places and experiences that can take away all your confidence, but there are experiences that can give you faith. You couldn't escape either of them, but you know that the good side of your life can bring you hope and make you have the courage to face the bad side. And one of the places I found was Toastmasters. Unlike the musical class, here we have the most supportive audience, right?
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I told a joke here, it wasn't funny at all. So I really wanted to dig a hole and escape. But then I heard, and although I know it's mostly out of generosity, but I'm really moved by that. And little by little, I discover my merit thanks to a lot of friends. And I no longer think that I'm a useless person. And now, as I look in the mirror, I wouldn't say that I love the person wholeheartedly, but I know the most important thing is that when I frowned at her, she would frown back. But if I smile at her, she would smile back. And it took me years to realize this simple lesson. Just look in yourself and smile at yourself. Toastmaster, good evening.